were the perfect son. Where do I begin? I held you in my arms and cried. You were everything.
Face facts, woman. You're the only person who can fathom out a word he's bloody well saying.
That's just me point. The man needs to speak for himself. That school is not stretching him enough.
What difference is another school gonna make to him shitting his pants?
My name's Sean Cronin and this is Paul Hodgson.
Do you think he'd like a sweet?
Just ask him.
Do you want a sweet?
Yep.
Ooh, look at that blue one. And I'll have a fag as well. Yeah.
Fag? He doesn't smoke, does he?
And a beer.
Well,
we've got the match. He
likes a beer. His age?
Fag.
Never.
A fag. I want a fag.
Where he
calms his nerves.
Never.
Bugger for them prostitutes. Have you got any strippers in your bag as well? Right, terrible. And tell her about the strippers.
Terrible.
And a stripper.
Oh my God! Oh, I don't know. No, I don't know.
If you know any prostitutes, just say. Bye, Grandma.
Paul is nothing short of an inspiration. He's an amazing guy, disabled from the age of 10 months with childhood meningitis, and nothing, and I mean nothing, has stood in his way.
Mom. Mom. Can you hear me?
I'm honoured to be directing Paul Hodgson's semi-biopic life story. This video is a pitch to try and raise £25,000 to realise this fantastic film.
I'm Mark Stobbart and I play Paul.
Well, can we put something else on that isn't Queen?
No,
Why?
it's got to be greatest hits. It's for luck.
Oh, it doesn't bring us good. What do you mean it brings us good? We got beat last week. How did... Yeah? Awesome.
Hi, my name's Bill Fellows. I played Norman in the trailer.
My history, I was a villain in James Bond, Harry Potter, Tomb Raider, The Mummy, The Thompsons, another film called The Brother, but I soon realised that my true vocation was behind the camera. So I studied cinematography, and over the last 20 years, I've shot something like 300 or 400 music videos, 60 or 70 commercials, about 10 feature films, many short films, and quite a high productive work rate to get to the point where someone like Paul would even consider me to be able to direct his film.
Hiya, I'm Jane. My mum's new carer. So can I come in?
Yeah.
Thanks.
First telly job was Our Wiedersehen Pet. I played Jimmy Nail's son in that. I don't think I'll be dressing up as a drag queen in this. At least that's not what Paul's told me. I got on there, did lots of telly dramas, started doing films recently. I was in Almost Married with Emily Atack, which is doing quite well at the moment. Did a film called Harrigan, The Tournament. Things have been good for the last couple of years, and it'd be nice if we can get the money together to make such an interesting film.
My other work includes Monocle Mutiny a long time ago, Flying Lady, Downton Abbey I was in recently, and Broadchurch, and a couple of films, Almost Married and In Our Name, and I've got another couple of films coming out, one called Harrigan and the other one called Paper Child, an Irish film.
The great thing about Acceptance is it's a fantastic feel-good film. We look at films like My Left Foot, which made Daniel Day-Lewis, which was shot back in the 80s, which at a budget of around 600,000 grossed 15 million at the box office. Now, you know, more often than not, a film requires a proper exit strategy. In other words, you have to have A-list talent attached in order to guarantee you a theatrical or a cinema release. This film is slightly different. Yes, we are going to have an ensemble cast. We are going to, you know, put some very, very well-known talent around our lead actor. But the lead actor that we've chosen is a fantastic actor. You will have heard from him in the video, Mark Stobbart, who is not only looks a little bit like Paul, but just really, really brings his character to the screen in a way that I don't think any A-list talent that I know of could possibly do.
I finally got to meet Paul about 18 months ago to do the trailer. What a wonderful, inspirational man he is. There's so much to get across with Paul. So much that he doesn't say that you can see he feels and he thinks. And it's such an interesting story that he's got to tell, an interesting life that he's had against all the odds. And he's a funny, funny man. Dark humour, and he's not what you expect.
I met Paul through a friend of mine, Nick Roundtree, who's a screenwriter for a film called The Tournament. The Tournament was a film with Ving Rhames, so he's well connected, Paul. And I read the book Flipper and loved it. And Paul is an amazing character, tenacious about getting things done. And what's lovely, he really believes in this project, like we all do, and he brings us all with him. And I believe it's a great possibility, great future, this film, great possibilities. I think the script's very good, and I would encourage anyone to invest in it, because I do believe strongly that it's could be a very, very big success.
Anyway, guys, I hope you can find a way of helping us get this made. This is not a traditional crowdfunding source. We are looking for equity funding, which means that any investors would have a proper equity share in the production. This is not a plea of desperation for funding. This is a true investment opportunity.
This man of steel will rise again.
Hello, I'm Toyah Willcox. I'm a singer and an actress. I've been in many films, from Quadrophenia to The Tempest, where I was nominated for Best Newcomer Actress, Derek Jarman film. Movies of my love, I've got 2 movies scheduled for this year that I'm appearing in, but I very, very much want to be part of Give Them Wings. It's such an important story because it's a true story. It's about a young man, Paul Hodgins, who had childhood meningitis, and it made him wheelchair bound, but this did not stop him having the most extraordinary life. He would brave football fans, he would rile football fans, he'd get beaten up by football fans, and he always kept his humour. And I think it's a glorious story about whatever happens to us in life, you keep fighting and you keep loving your life. I'm playing Alice, his mother, who is an extraordinary woman. She is the protector. She is the one that keeps the family together. She tolerates an abusive husband, but eventually Paul and Alice decide that they have to do a moonlight flit and get away from Norman. And Alice and Paul stick together throughout, but then sadly Alice's character is diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and that leads to her having a stroke. And this is the extraordinary story of Paul, who is wheelchair bound, looking after his mother. It's absolutely heartwarming and heartbreaking in equal measure. And I think it's going to be one of the most beautiful films to be made this year.